All right, today you get a 2-for-1 special offer today. What we have here today is 2 TJ Fischer launches. Okay. And they're a little bit different, but basically the same. So I figured I would just do one video with both. If you know, I do have a TJ Fischer Cobra that I own in my collection. These two are on loan from a friend, Kyle. They are both, let me take that back. This more used one is still for sale. This one sold to my buddy, Coach Cliff, up in Alaska just last night. So if you are interested in getting into and diving into the custom world, maybe you have not been into the custom world, maybe you're looking to get in, this could be an option for you to get in at a reasonable price. Okay. And we'll talk about these. TJ Fischer, he is the son of Todd Fischer Sr. TJ is Todd Jr., which is kind of funny, coincidental, whatever. My son is DJ for Dirk Jr. So I understand that naming convention, if you will. Long story short, basically, my wife at the time, his mother, said, no, hell no way naming him Dirk. And her dad was dead set against it. But they all agreed ahead of time that we could name him Dirk, but we are never going to call him Dirk. He will always be called DJ. So, there you go. A little peek inside of my personal life. So, what do we got here? We got handmade custom knives. We have a super user here. It is scratched up and things like that. Again, this could be a good option for somebody to get into custom knives at a reasonable price. I will put the price down in the description. We're at, I kind of go back and forth, right? Because this one is heavily used. It is scratched up. That's why I'm hemming about the price a little bit. So I will put that in the description. I need to confirm with the owner so that I don't discount it too much. But let's just take a quick peek at this one because it is for sale. So it has a lot of wear on the scales. Now the price is going to be reflective of that. Okay. Gear pattern backspacer, which is very common with the Fischer family. Nothing fancy on this one. Okay. This one sold for a little more. Has some gold anodizing around the pivots in much more perfect shape. A floating backspacer that's gold anodized, and then another pivot collar and pivot inlay. Okay. What you get here is you get a 4.5 inches closed, 8 inches overall. So let me zoom back out. 8 inches overall, 3.6 inch blade, 3.4 inch cutting edge. Weighs in at, incidentally, this particular one weighs in at 6.6 ounces. This one is at 6.2 ounces. And I think it's because of the backspacer. This one is a floating backspacer. It seems to be a little bit shorter, maybe. I think that plays into that small difference. But again, handmade custom knives. Maybe this one, the hollow grind is a little bit thinner, so that can take off tenths of an ounce, and you add it all up. That's the beauty of custom knives. Even though we've got two here from the same maker, they're different. They have a different feel to them. As I've been handling them for a few weeks, they both feel different, but yet the same. This one has a little bit snappier detent than this one. This one could use a sharpening, but other than that, they're both in great shape. Okay? Just a little cosmetics. But your pricing is going to reflect that. So they both run on bearings. Probably CPM 154 because that's what they used to use a lot of. So I'm guessing that is the blade steel. Super solid lockup on both. And I like what TJ makes. I like what Frank made. I love what Todd Sr. makes. I am a big fan of the Fischer family, as you know. I was tempted to pick up one of these launches because they are at such a decent price. They're just around $1,000, okay? Give or take. Might be $1,050, $1,100 is what this one's going to be. About $1,000, call it. $1,050, something. The exact price will be down below, but you're in that price range, $1,000, give or take. Okay? For handmade quality custom knife, American made. Now, these were made a little while ago, so they're older, where I think TJ was more focused. I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room for a minute. I have friends that put book orders in with TJ 18 months ago and paid in full and still don't have their knives. That's just a fact. I can't deny that, and I don't want to say, I don't want to oversell him. However, the older stuff that he made and the stuff that's out there in the secondary market is fantastic. And if you want to get this sharpened, you don't have to, you can sharpen it yourself. You can send it to somebody else to sharpen. So you don't need him for that. Functionality-wise, it's totally fine. It does not need to go back for a spa treatment unless you want it to look brand new. However, there are other people that could make this look brand new. Todd Sr., Robert Carter. Robert Carter is actually doing a lot of spa treatments for TJ right now because TJ has other priorities, other things. Like, I'm not going to go into his personal life, but if you were going to buy something new from TJ right now today, I would be a little bit hesitant on that just because he's behind on a lot of other orders. Okay. But that being said, picking up something like this on the secondary market is fine. I like the blade shape. It's not necessarily my favorite blade shape, but I like it. I kind of like the harpoon on this blade shape. I'm not a huge harpoon person. This little part here, I don't love that. I love this one a lot better. And this one is a great, perfect EDC size for most people. Lighter weight, it's super great. And for me, again, glimpse inside of me, I like a little bit more snazz, pizzazz, fanciness to a knife than just your plain, user knife. I want a little bit of pop to my user knife, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I don't carry this one much, but I have carried it a lot in the past. It's just one that now sits in the drawer most of the time. What else can I say about these? I mean, I think they're in great shape. If you're into that sheep's foot type style blade, this could be for you. And this would be a fantastic daily use, hardworking, break down cardboard, do stuff in a warehouse type environment, things like that. I'm not a huge fan of speed holes in general, but that's what he does. And for me, that's not a deal breaker. I would prefer it without the holes, but I like this one a lot because it's already used. So you would have no excuse but to take this out and use it hard. Carry it every day. If it gets scratched up a little more, who cares? It adds character to the knives. So there you go. I'm going to put a TJ Fischer playlist up here in the corner if you are interested in seeing the full video on this and several others that I have done. Check out the playlist. And if you're interested in this one for yourself, shoot me a message, email, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, whatever. You guys know how to find me. and we'll make it happen. Thanks, guys.